Welcome into the Morning Five. I am Dave Biddle, joined by Dan Rubin. Leading off here, Jamarco Jones will visit Michigan State this coming weekend. Should we be concerned about this? I'm not, Dan. I think he will be a Buckeye. I just can't imagine D'Antonio and Bowman et al. Flipping him from Urban Meyer and the Buckeyes. I think Jamarco Jones will be a Buckeye. Your thoughts?
I agree with you that he'll be a Buckeye, but I am concerned. It follows that last visit before decision time issue that we always laud here. He's going to be visiting right before signing day. That concerns me. And he did come down to Michigan State and Ohio State first time around. And given how Michigan State has performed since, they're really trying to make a big push here at the end in recruiting. So I am a little concerned, but I agree with you. I think he'll end up a Buckeye.
Switching gears, Derrick Nnadi, defensive tackle prospect, down to 3 schools. He announced this yesterday. No surprise, Ohio State, Virginia Tech, Florida State. Sounds like Ohio State's the dark horse here. Sounds like he's going to probably stay home and go to Tech. What are your thoughts here, Dan?
Yeah, I spent a bunch of time covering that area, the state of Virginia, on my way up the ladder here, Dave. Guys from the beach end up going to Virginia Tech so much more than they don't. The fact that he visited here and then I saw his crystal ball switching to Florida State right afterwards leads me to believe it's not going to be Ohio State. It's going to be Florida State if it's not Virginia Tech, but I don't have much hope for Nnadi.
Shameless plug. We're going to have some great stuff in the boarding house today for our subscribers. For example, is Ohio State staff concerned about losing Jamarco Jones, or are they not really concerned about it? We have some inside scoop on that. Also, you're going to want to try our 7-day free trial. We're almost a week away from signing day. Try our 7-day free trial. Upper right-hand portion of your screen, click 7-day free trial. There you go. Moving on. Demetrius Knox. Looks like Ohio State has sealed the deal with the offensive guard from Texas, in my opinion, Dan. There's been some scuttlebutt out there that he might visit UCLA, might visit Texas. He squashed all that yesterday. He even was chatting with Braxton Miller online, which I posted a thread on Bucknuts. That's good news for the Buckeyes. And Braxton and Demetrius Knox are chatting back and forth. But the bottom line is, I think Texas and UCLA are out. I think Demetrius Knox will definitely be a Buckeye.
Dave, I agree with you. In fact, I learned this by checking out your thread on the front row yesterday. That was a pretty hilarious conversation between Braxton and Knox, with Knox eventually saying, I think that Braxton was his favorite player in college football, and he's kind of in awe of going to play with him, which leads me to believe that he will be on the team with him. It's been said before, I think Demetrius is one of those guys who is out there on social media a lot, so maybe things can get misinterpreted, but no, he was very adamant that he's not visiting elsewhere and he's going to be a Buckeye, so I got to take the kid at his word.
I think Tom Herman and they sent the A-team, as Alex Kleitman said, when Urban Meyer, Tom Herman, and Ed Warner went down to visit him. And Tom Herman looks at Texas as his territory, and he posted "not on my watch" and things like that, and basically letting Buckeye Nation know that they have sealed the deal with Demetrius Knox. Okay, final topic. Greg Oden. Back on the court for the Miami Heat. He's now played 5 games this season, including one yesterday against the San Antonio Spurs. It was on national TV. I got a chance to watch a little bit of that. I didn't watch too much of it because the NBA makes my eyes bleed if I watch too much of it. And I like basketball. But until the playoffs roll around, I just can't get into it too much. But Greg Oden, pedestrian stats so far, but he's not playing much. 3.4 points per game, 2.2 rebounds a game, 1 block a game. But just the fact that he's out there playing, and if he can be healthy for the playoffs, I mean, the Heat are going to be unbeatable. Beyond that, though, it's just fun for me to see Greg Oden back on the court, wearing the number 20. I love covering him at Ohio State, and it's great to see him back out there. Hopefully he can hold up, Dan.
No question. The only question about Greg is his health. It's not his strength. I encourage everyone to go watch the highlights from yesterday. He has a dunk late in the game that Tim Duncan tries to contest, and Oden does that. He almost does a pull-up every time he does a dunk. You know that kind of move he does?
Mm-hmm.
And Tim Duncan gets caught up in the tornado and just gets whipped to the ground. And you remember how big and strong Greg was. So I just hope the guy can stay healthy. He's always seemed like a really good guy, and he's been through just an unbelievable set of circumstances when it comes to injury. So I think he'll be a contributor, but I just hope the guy can stay healthy. If so, he probably does get himself a ring.